Welcome back to the third episode of the Star Wars Battlefront Clone Trooper Challenge, where I have to beat all of the Clone Wars base maps without dying in the original Battlefront game. If you haven't seen the previous two episodes, I highly recommend checking those out before jumping into this one so you can fully understand the rules. Last time we played Bespin Cloud City, so we're going to close out the Bespin chapter with another classic map, Platforms. Now, before we dive into the map, let's take a quick look at all of the flying vehicles for the Clone Wars maps. Starting off with the Republic is the LAAT gunship. It is available on 3 different maps. It can seat up to 5 players. The first seat is for the pilot, who flies the gunship and has control over the nose blaster turrets and rockets. The nose turrets are very powerful against infantry, but aren't too good against vehicles. The rockets are also mainly for infantry and have a homing feature. The gunship can fire 4 in rapid succession, so you can easily take out an entire squad with these. The second seat is for the co-pilot, who controls the remote bubble turrets on either wing. These are pretty powerful, but can be difficult to aim, especially when flying. The third and fourth seats are for the side bubble turrets, which are somewhat easier to aim than the wing turrets and do the same damage. The fifth and final seat is for a stationary passenger, who just stands in the cargo bay. This passenger can be killed by enemy fire, but it's pretty hard for that to happen against the AI. Overall, the gunship is extremely useful for transporting large amounts of troops to command posts and protecting them while they capture it. It can hover in one place and fly in any direction, but is somewhat ineffective against enemy armor, and doesn't have great health, so it's best to play as the clone pilot when using it in battle. The second Republic aerial vehicle is the Delta 7 Ether Sprite Interceptor, or Jedi Starfighter. It is much faster than the gunship and is armed with blaster cannons and homing rockets. 2 pairs of rockets can be fired before they have to reload, so it's extremely effective against enemy vulture droids. This is also available on 3 maps in the base game. The only vehicle that both sides can spawn with is the incredibly unique Cloud Car. The Cloud Car has a very long takeoff time, which makes it pretty vulnerable at first, but once it gets in the air it is super maneuverable. You can slow it down to almost a stop, and its turn radius is very sharp. The pilot only has access to a main blaster cannon, but it is hands down the best in the game. It's rapid fire and takes forever to overheat. The co-pilot has access to cluster rockets, which look awesome, but are pretty ineffective. I had to try really hard to get a kill against some infantry using them, but nonetheless, I love vehicles that require teamwork to be used to their max potential. It also has a death animation, which allows you to bail out while the fighter spins out of control. If you happen to be playing as the Jet Trooper, you can actually survive this, granted you eject over a platform. The LAAT counterpart for the Separatists is the Mechanized Assault Flyer, or MAF for short. This vehicle is unique to Battlefront 1 and is not seen in any other Star Wars media. While it's not as maneuverable and has lighter armor than the gunship, its weaponry is much more powerful. The pilot has access to twin blaster cannons in the front that have really good splash damage, as well as a series of rockets that can lock onto vehicles. The second seat is for the co-pilot, who has access to twin beam cannons, just like the Republic gunship. The third seat controls a blaster turret on top that has a 360 view of the battlefield. While this vehicle is extremely powerful, it's only available on 2 maps in the game. The CIS has 2 starfighters, the Vulture Droid and the Geonosian Fighter. Both are only armed with blaster cannons, but differ vastly in other aspects. The Vulture Droid is able to fly faster and is more powerful than the Geonosian Fighter, while the Geonosian Fighter is extremely maneuverable and has a crashing animation similar to the Cloud Car. The Vulture Droid is available on 3 maps, while the Geonosian Fighter is only available on the Spire map. Bespin Platforms is unique in that it has the largest amount of flying vehicles in the game. Each team has 8 fighters and 2 gunships to pilot, which means that it is primarily starfighter based. Another unique addition are 8 insanely powerful anti-aircraft guns stationed throughout the platforms that are exclusive to this map. They have a rapid rate of fire and can easily take down any vehicle with a single burst. They are also very good against infantry. Even though there is a focus on aerial combat with this map, there are also a large number of command posts to capture. The Republic starts with 3 command posts, 2 medium-sized symmetrical platforms called Dock and Fuel, and a larger one called Command. Dock and Fuel each have a Republic gunship and an AA gun parked on them, with 2 smaller platforms attached that have Jedi Starfighters. Command consists of a large structure that has 2 AA guns, which provide a really good range of fire for defending the platforms behind it. The command post is located in the interior of the building, with only 2 entrances in and out. The AA guns can be reached by climbing the stairs on either side. The CIS also starts with 3 very similar command posts called Landing, Depot, and Control. They serve the same exact purposes as the Republic ones, so there is no advantage for either side. Finally, in the middle is 1 neutral command post called Extractor. It is a very large platform with a saucer-shaped roof that helps protect it from strafing runs by the fighters. The walkways between Extractor and the other halves of the map are famous for being an absolute grind, especially for the Republic because of the droidica problem. While the AI on both teams generally push most of their troops toward the extractor, a fair number will also take to the sky and use the starfighters to jump between command posts. If a command post is lost to the opposing team, the aircraft will despawn and be replaced with cloud cars, which are also exclusive to this map. Due to the large amount of flying vehicles, I decided to use my second clone pilot life on this map. I plan to avoid the inevitable slog at the extractor, and instead use the flying vehicles to hop between command posts and quickly capture them. While I would be at a disadvantage infantry-wise with the crappy boltcaster, I'd be able to escape some situations I normally couldn't because of the pilot's auto-repair ability. Starting off, I immediately got in a Jedi Starfighter and took out all 3 AA guns that are at the southern part of the map. One of the battle droids repaired the one at the depot after I destroyed it, but I decided to take a chance and capture it with it still standing.
Their reinforcements are taking casualties. We've captured a command post. Enemy forces have captured a command post. We've captured a command post.
The CIS captured the extractor at the same time I flew over to the landing. I circled back and destroyed the AA gun at the depot again, but then the SEPs took the landing again. With this many starfighters in the map, this sort of thing happens pretty often.
We've lost a command post.
Since I captured all of the CIS flags where their starfighter spawned, I decided to take out any remaining vulture droids and soften up the defenses around the control. This involved taking out both AA guns and strafing the infantry that circled the perimeter. Once I fought my way into the control, the droids took the command. We still had air superiority, so I wasn't too concerned. Things got pretty intense here as a squad of droids pulled up on me. This droidica almost killed me, but I was able to trick it into dropping its shield so I could destroy it. I also narrowly dodged these grenades and took the control. I had to keep on defending the control from the remaining droids, and I held them off shockingly well with the boltcaster and pistol combo. I almost died again when the battle droid manning the AA gun got out and started shooting at me, but my last health dispenser came in clutch and helped me take him out. At this point we were up by over 100 tickets, so all that was left was hunting down the remaining droids. I headed over to the extractor and almost took it before we wiped out the remaining forces.
Over there.
Going back and playing both Bespin maps multiple times for these videos further solidified how good they actually are. Some of the most intense firefights can happen on either map, and they are both extremely well balanced in terms of command posts and resources. Now that we've finished Bespin, it's time to ship out to Renvar, where the Republic made a last-ditch effort to defend the small ice world before evacuating it. This is one of my all-time favorite battles, and the maps are also some of my personal favorites. So if you like this video, please consider dropping a comment, hitting the like button, and tuning in for the next video.